hello, everyone, and welcome to AromaticChat, the podcast that introduces you to registered clinical and certified aromatherapists from around the world. Every other week, my super awesome, way smarter than me baby sister sits down with a different aromatherapist to learn about their aromatic journey and how they use essential oils in their lives and businesses. Aromatic Chat is produced by Lemon Balm Coaching, and my sister Melissa is your host. She is a master transformational coach and a registered aromatherapist. Once again, everyone, welcome and enjoy the show.
Hello, friend, and welcome to episode 114, Aromatic Chat with Donna Moyer. Donna was born in Delaware, but spent many summers in Virginia at her aunt's house, where she learned about gardening. Donna's mom made many of hers and her Barbie's clothes while growing up. And watching her gave Donna the desire to create things. She's always been inquisitive and always had a green thumb. Living an apartment life, she was able to fill her balcony with herbs, plants, flowers, and vegetables. Learning about the herbs and how to use them was a new venture, and researching the herbs led her to making tinctures and infused oils. The research introduced her to essential oils and a wonderful, vast, and exciting new rabbit hole. Donna's current journey is very close to my heart, and I'm so thankful that she was willing to share it. So let's get started. Donna, thank you so much for joining me on Aromatic Chat. We've known each other for several years now just because of the internet, which I love. I love that the internet can bring us together like that. And I'm just really, I know you have so much going on in your life, so I'm very thankful that you're taking time out to talk with me.
No problem. I have no problem at all.
Awesome. Well, the very first question I always love to ask is just tell us about your aromatic journey. How did you end up becoming an aromatherapist?
Well, I've always liked plants and nature. And when I was younger, my first apartment, I had really wide windowsills, and every windowsill and every table, I had plants everywhere. So I've always kind of had a green thumb. Like to garden. It's therapeutic for me. It kind of gives me a way I can think things through while I'm working in the dirt, playing in the dirt. But a few years ago, I had this really nice balcony. So I had all these herbs, and I started doing some research on, what I could use these different herbs for. And in doing all that research, fell into the essential oil rabbit hole. And I have a few friends that kind of got me into it, and it's kind of gone from there. I have a curious mind. I've always been, well, what makes that work, or why does that do that, or how do you get this to do that? It fascinates me. It really does. And how plants, if you allow them, can really help heal your body and your spirit. I started from just playing with plants on my balcony. It's just always been kind of therapeutic for me. I don't know what it is. I've done it since I was younger, and I've always liked it.
Yeah.
But I was one of those kids. I was always outside playing. We were always making mud pies, something. If the weather was nice enough, we were outside playing. So I'm used to digging in the dirt, and it helps calm me sometimes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it absolutely does. And there's science to back that up. It's
Yes.
not just you. I mean, getting out among the plants, putting your fingers and your hands down into the dirt is therapeutic.
Yep.
Yeah. There's things we get from the dirt that we can't get from anything else.
There you go. And people are like, ew, you put your hands in the dirt. Hey, that's what they make soap water for. It washes right off. Yeah. You ain't going to die from it.
Right. And before you mentioned nature as medicine. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Growing an herb like rosemary. Well, let's see, what was one of the tinctures I made? It's not just pretty. It's functional. It takes a bit. Put some rosemary and dry it and put it in your alcohol and let it sit for 6 weeks. Shake it every day and then strain it. There's your tincture. There's your nature, that's your medicine. There's nothing in between that other than the alcohol and you. But it's something it's that simple and that easy and can provide some kind of relief. I also know with lavender buds, making lavender tea.
Well,
I
love how you said there's nothing in between you and the plant when you make these tinctures or these teas and things like that, which got me thinking like medicine, like when I think about a pill, like all of the things that go into a pill beside just the actual medicine.
Yep.
To make it palatable, to make it swallowable. You're right. There's nothing between you and the plant.
Nothing.
I like that.
And back in the day, that's, way back in the day, there were no pharmacies. There were no drugstores. There were apothecaries. All them little bottles you see everywhere, they actually had a purpose and a use. And medicine was actually made that way 200 years ago.
Well, it wasn't even that long ago, though, Donna, depending on where you lived in the country, right? So my family ancestry is poor mountain people. So probably, what is this, 2024? Just a little over 100 years, maybe. And they were still making their own medicine. They were foraging in the woods to get the plants that they needed to heal and soothe.
So there's your plant, your nature as medicine.
Yeah.
And that's all they did. One thing, and boom, there you go. And could use it for a variety of ailments. And my people are those poor mountain people too, southwestern Virginia.
Yeah, so, we're East Tennessee. So same thing. Yeah. Appalachian. Yeah. Absolutely. Wow. I knew we were kindred spirits somewhere.
Yes.
I knew there was something somewhere tying us together. It's the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah, that's it. I love those mountains. I love going down there. It's so quiet. It's so quiet and peaceful.
Yeah. We have a great museum just like 20 minutes from here. It's the Appalachian Museum. It's just so intriguing. I love going back in time.
Really? I do too.
Seeing how my family lived.
Right.
And I remember coming to the mountains here in Tennessee when I was a little kid. And so we're talking the 1970s, so it's not that long ago.
Right.
And we still had an outhouse. We still used an outhouse. They had quote unquote indoor plumbing, but we had to prime the pump in the kitchen to get the water. I mean, like it wasn't that long ago, and we were still living pretty primitively.
Yeah, that's true. That's very, very true.
Yeah.
True.
We're so far removed from that now, though, with all of our modern conveniences.
Sometimes I hate all those modern conveniences. They drive me crazy.
I do. Well, they drive us crazy and they make us busier.
Yes.
They make us busier because we can get more done now.
Yes. Yeah, right. I don't think so.
Getting more done is not a badge that I really want to wear anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, me either. Not really.
Before we started talking, you said that you're not really practicing right now aromatherapy because life has been a little bit crazy. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you have going on that's standing in the way?
Well, I moved from one state to another in May, end of April, first part of May. I moved from Maryland to Ohio. Just starting to get situated here and had my annual chest CT scan because I'm a former smoker. And they found a 2.2 centimeter mass on my upper left lobe of my lung on my left side and 2 of the lymph nodes. So they did a PET scan to kind of confirm and a bronchoscopy, which actually they usually do like a needle and just take a piece from the mass. But because they were concerned about both of my lymph nodes being affected, they put me to sleep and used like a robotic arm or something and took a biopsy of the mass and then a scraping of each one of the lymph nodes to be sure that they're both cancerous and how best to treat it. So I just had my third dose of chemotherapy. They'll do a repeat PET scan, and I see the cardiothoracic surgeon and get the third surgery scheduled to remove the mass in the lymph nodes. So I'm still trying to straighten out, and I'm keeping up on my reading, and it helps keep my mind occupied and keep it off of what's going on.
And how has aromatherapy helped you through this?
It's helped me focus, for one thing. Give me something. Okay, I got 4 hours. I'm going to go in here and shut myself in the office and go through paperwork, and to see what I can offer other people that may be going through it once I get my mind all back in all of its pieces.
So when you are practicing aromatherapy, what are you doing? Because there's so many different tracks that we can take as aromatherapists. There's people who do research, there's people who make products, people who work with clients. What is it that you do when you're practicing?
I have been making products for some people. Ohio is a little different as well as far as what their structure is for product making. I'm thinking maybe I might get into some research. I'm not sure. And it's possible this time going through this can give me a little bit of time to sit down and take a little better look at maybe where I want to go. I was working on some really good blends for pain, because I have sciatica and just lower back issues and neck issues from a car accident. And I was trying to come up with something that was a little longer lasting. But if I have to have a place inspected, I may not. Now, for individuals here and there, small batches for just myself, a couple friends.
Yeah, it's hard. Every state has their own laws and rules about how you can make products. And that's one of the reasons I don't make products, because I don't want to deal with it. And I don't want to deal with the liability of making products for people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like doing research. I like digging into stuff.
What's been your favorite dig?
The smell training that I did for my research paper, for my certification research paper. That was very, very interesting. The human body fascinates me. Yeah. It does. And if you take, like, I watch a lot of these nature shows too, and I forget which one it was, but they were talking about the trees and the mushrooms and everything, you know, all the plants that grow on the ground, how all these electrical impulses go on underneath in the earth that we don't know anything about. And it's all these trees and plants and everything communicating with each other. And this tree over here is dying, so he's sending out signals to the other ones, hey, put all your nutrients and your good stuff over here for these guys. It just, I was dumbfounded. I was dumbfounded, because they're made the same way we are.
True. Everything's made up of energy. All of us are made up of the exact same energy. It's just that we vibrate at different frequencies. Which is what makes a tree, what makes a person, what makes your phone, the desk. But everything has the same energetic makeup. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yes.
The more I read about it, the more I'm like, this is what I've known all along.
Yes.
I don't know. Something is triggering in my
blows your mind.
So what are some of your other passions? I know you love gardening, but what else lights you up?
I love nature shows. I'm just a nature freak. I like to sew. I like to make stuff.
Do you remember this? Mutual of Omaha's people you can count on when the going's rough.
Yep.
Wild Kingdom is brought to you by Mutual of Omaha.
I used to watch that with my daddy.
Yep. Same.
That was our thing. Me and Daddy would watch that.
Yep.
One of my better memories with him. But yeah, that was one of my favorite shows growing up as a kid.
Yep. Same.
National Geographic is like anything National Geographic. I like nature on PBS too. I can crochet. I used to be able to knit a long time ago. I can't knit anymore.
Hmm.
But sewing, yes. I learned sewing back in junior high when you started being able to take home economics. And they would teach you the basics of sewing and the basics of cooking and baking and stuff. So
Mhm.
that got me basics. But my mom used to make a lot of my clothes when I was growing up. She made a lot of her own clothes. She made a lot of my Barbie's clothes. So just I guess watching her, that's where I like to make stuff. I can make soap too, cold processed soap. So I'm if my hands are busy, my brain is busy. And I'm not driving myself crazy thinking about stuff I shouldn't be thinking about.
Right. So keeping
Or
your hands busy is like one of your passions.
yes, yes.
Okay. All right. So when you say you like to sew, so there's different kinds of sewing, right? So I like to sew, but I need a pattern.
I do too.
Okay. Yeah, I have friends that can just cut things out and sew them together and they work.
No,
I
no,
can't do that.
no.
I
I've
need a
tried
pattern.
many times and screwed up many. Yeah.
Even
So
even because I quilt also, so even like with quilting, I need the pattern.
yes.
Know what I'm going to make. Yeah. Okay.
My mom she would make quilts, and she had a lady in Virginia because we lived in Delaware, and she would get her quilt tops ready. And when we would go for a visit in Virginia, she would go and take her quilts that she had put together, and there was a lady down there that would quilt them for her,
Mm-hmm.
and she quilted by hand.
So what are
And
you working on right now that you're really excited about?
I'm working on. I want to make a nice hand lotion, hand cream for the winter
Okay.
because this medicine is drying out my skin, and it's starting early. My skin gets kind of dry anyway.
Yeah. So when you say make a hand cream, I think because I'm not a product maker, right? I'm not a formulator. I
Right.
think take a base lotion and add some nice smelling stuff. When you say make a hand cream, what do you mean?
What do I mean? I start from scratch.
You do all your emulsifying, you do all
um,
of it. Wow.
I pick the butter. I start with the fatty oils, the good stuff for the skin. I start with what I want to use. I think this one's going to be Kupuatsu butter because I really haven't used that very much. And it's supposed to be a good vegan alternative for lanolin and good for winter skin.
Mm.
And I pick, my fatty oil, my own emulsifier. Yes, I do like you make a cake just from scratch. I'll probably do my essential oil blend first, figure out what essential oil blend and which ones, because I have some German chamomile that's pretty good for wintertime skin, and a little bit of calendula and a couple other good smelling ones, goodies for wintertime. And
Very
then
nice.
go and figure out my percentages for my, the rest of the stuff. But now I make pretty much everything from scratch.
I figured. I just wanted to confirm that. Yeah. Excellent. So the mission of the podcast is for people to connect with you. And I know
Okay.
you're not really practicing right now because of everything you have going on. But if people wanted to connect with you, if they had questions about what you're going through and how you're using essential oils to help you with that, how could
I
they get in touch with you?
I do have a Facebook a business page. It's at Bonretta's Aromatherapy,
Okay.
and they can there on Messenger should be able to get through. But yes, I still have it.
Excellent. Okay. So as we come down to the end of our time, I always like to just hand the floor back over to my guest one final time. If you have any words that you'd like to share, something heavy on your heart, anything maybe I forgot, now's your chance.
I want to thank you for having me on your podcast. It's really an honor. I was very surprised when I received the invitation. So I'm really thank you, and I feel blessed. And I enjoyed spending some time chatting with you. And just I hope I could shed a little bit of light if somebody, cancer sucks and chemo sucks. And if, anybody ever just wants to talk, they can hit me up on my business page. I'm more than happy to talk, answer questions.
Well, thank you so much, Donna. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you too.
Thanks for tuning into this episode of Aromatic Chat with Donna Moyer. Aromatic Chat is produced by Lemon Balm Coaching, and I'm your host, Melissa. I'm a life and wellness coach, registered aromatherapist, and intuitive healer. I work with midlife women who have lost their spark and realize that they just can't keep going like that anymore. And I help them rediscover their joy and purpose and experience peace and energy and mind, body, and spirit well-being so that they can be excited about what life still has. Tune in next week as I share my take on episodes 113 and 114, Aromatic Chats with Ann Harmon and today's guest, Donna Moyer. I will see you next week with my take. Until then, peace, love, and aromatics.